Building a chatbot is pretty straightforward and easy with the help of Gradio. Good day guys, my name is Melvin Satish and today we are going to discuss about a Gradio chatbot with the help of generative AI. So let's spin a container with this Gradio module. So for that we have a container image here, ngdm, just copying it. So let's do docker run -it -p 11434 is for llama port 11434 and -p 7860 is for Gradio 7860 and -p 8888 for Jupyter notebook, and we will be providing our container image ID. In this we will be executing it in /bin/bash. Okay, so the container is up and running. Now we will activate our libbox virtual environment. For that, conda activate libbox. Okay, so we have to install two packages: pip install Gradio and OpenAI. Okay, so the packages are almost installed. Excellent. So let's start our Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook no browser ip equal to 0.0.0.0 allow root. All right, so the Jupyter notebook is up and running. So let's navigate. So here we have to open a new notebook. Let us import the aforementioned packages. One is import Gradio, second is from OpenAI import OpenAI. So those two packages we have to import it. Next is we have to create a OpenAI instance. So for that, let's do client equal to OpenAI, then API key. We have to define an API key. For that, I'll go to ChatGPT. Then here I have another console called platform. So in this I have an option called API keys. So I'll create an API secret key called Gradio practice. Right, so here I will go to default project. So create secret. Now I'll copy the secret for now and hard code it to the notebook that we have. Well, that part is completed. Now our instance is created. Okay, now we will create a function that is called let's say we will create a chat assist. Okay, in this we will be providing prompt. So it will take a user input, right? So the prompt would be the argument, so keyword argument that user will be providing. And here we have few items. Model equal to, we will give GPT-40-mini would be our model. And we have another component called messages. It's a list of dictionary. Then the first list and dictionary, we have to define the first element is role of a system role. Then what should be the content? We have to define the boundaries or the roles and responsibility, what the system should do. Assist the user. Okay, and we have the next item. Here it is role. It is going to be user. and content is going to be prompt. I'll call this prompt so that the whatever the end user input is coming here, it will come here. Okay, next we are going to assemble the things. So for that, response equal to client dot chat dot completions dot create. Okay, so we'll be creating that. In this we have to do model equal to model and messages equal to messages and stream. We are going to do a live streaming here. Okay, so that live streaming value should be true. Okay, in this case when we enable this live streaming, the data will be sharing or saving it into the response in the form of a object. So we cannot print it directly. We have to iterate through that object so that we can extract it from it. Okay, in that case we will do result. We are going to collect the result into a string. So for chunks in response, so here what we will do is result plus equals then chunks dot choices. Okay, because it will be providing a list. So from the list with a certain element, so we are going to pick the first elements from their choices, and within choices we will have a delta element. From the delta we are going to take the content. Okay, in this result what we will do is yield result. So we will yield that particular result rather than return each and every execution. This will be returning the response. That is what the yield does. So we have this parameters, and remember that this will be executing if at some point if we don't have any proper response and all, what we will do, we will give an empty string to the result for any invalid stuff. So our function is ready. Next we are going to do a Gradio dot. We are going to create an interface, Gradio interface. So in this Gradio interface we have to provide first element that we are providing is function. So function equal to chat assist. The second is we need to provide the inputs we have to provide. So for that we will be providing in this way, Gradio dot text box. And since it's like your HTML CSS text box, we will be able to see one text box. So for that we can do some styling, right? So similarly we have an option called label. User input, this is going to be the input, then output is going to be Gradio dot text, then here it is going to be label equal to system response. Okay, so that what is completed. Then our next point is flagging parameter to be enabled or not. It is as simple as if we enable the flag mode, flagging mode to never, in the sense you might be noticing in your Outlook or somewhere you can do a flagging. That means it will create a folder within our workspace, and the important chats will be saved to that folder. So for bookmarking it. So that is what this flagging means. So anyway, we don't need the flagging for now. We will enable that in our upcoming session. Okay, and we have another parameter called launch. So we have to do a launch. Here we need to do share equal to true. So if we provide this share is equal to true in the sense, it will be publicly accessible. So we will have a token and our API endpoint would be publicly accessible. And also we have another parameter called server name and server port. So here we can define the desired port. Anyway, I'm not mentioning the explicit port name. So I have already enabled the 7860 default port in our node port, so that when we bring up the system, it will listen through the default port. So I'm going to give only the launch share equal to true parameter. Now let's start from here. I'm just going to execute import is completed. Then our credential is working. Next we are going to run the function. Okay. Excellent. So it is loading. Okay, let's look at it here. Write a short note about AWS. Write a short note about AWS Glue. Let's say. Interesting. So it thrown some error. What is that error? Prompt is not defined. Well, there was a typo. I have to copy here. Now things are ready. Okay. So remember, we have to do one thing here in this case. Our port is already listening, right? So we need to restart the kernel. So let's do a kernel restart. For that, lsof -i pipe grep -i 7860. Okay, so in that conda activate libbox. Here we will do lsof -i. Where is lsof? apt install lsof. Perfect. Okay, let's clear it. lsof -i pipe grep -i 7860. So we will kill the session, kill 40. Now if we come here, it will ask restart the kernel. We are going to restart the kernel, no problem. Okay, the kernel has been restarted. So if you look at it, flagging mode, I marked here as never. I'm going to take out this flagging mode. Okay, you will come to know what happened then while we're restarting the things. Okay, I'm just starting from the scratch. Excellent. If you look at it, it started in the same port itself, since we have already terminated the session. If you look at it here we have a flag, right? Okay. Now write a short note about AWS Glue. Something is happening in the backend. Yes. So the live streaming is happening, right? Okay, perfect. So if I click here, flag, it has been saved. So if you look at it, the created dataset file at Gradio flagged dataset.csv. So this chat records are available in this dataset.csv. So if certain users are expecting some or they would like to see the chat history, they can do the scrapping on this file and they can display it. So that we will do some use case in our upcoming session. Now we have done it in the Jupyter notebook. So let's go to the live server. So this is our token and this is publicly accessible. Now let's just do write a short not about. This time we will do lambda. Okay. Wonderful. Lambda often symbolized as lambda, a term used for. So this way it is working, right? So, and if we do, what does Azure cloud? Okay. Azure of Microsoft Azure is Microsoft Cloud, right? So this way it comes. Now we have to do what does is summer, let's say. So it will be providing the respective output. So this way we can create a chat application with the help of generative AI. In a nutshell, what is happening here is we are giving the input to this Gradio console. The function is being executed by this Gradio, and this input would be fed to this chat assist, and the chat assist is the function that we have created here, right? So what it does is whatever the input we are providing, that input would be passing to the respective content, then it will be posting it into the ChatGPT API interface, so that they will process it and give us data. So that particular data we are just displaying in the response console. So that is what the overall packet flow. So we will explore more parameters in the upcoming session, and thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.